All right, so here we have Bitcoin on Bybit on the 1 hour. As you see, we're down about 0.5% right now. So nothing major. We're still going sideways, but now is the time to pay attention because I think that this range resolution happens sometime in the next few days, if not today. Right now, we're trying to break above the POC point of control right here on the VPVR to your right. Your RSI and your MACD are both momentum oscillators. They judge bullish and bearish momentum. So right now your RSI on the current tick is trying to break above the neutral median line and the signal line. We need to stay above 21,366 in order to stay above this signal line. Your MACD riding that zero line right now. We're either going to cross this thing to the downside or we're going to cross this signal line, which will coincide with the breakage of this resolution. BBWP, which measures volatility, did enter the upper zone, but it's contracting right now. Your moving average does have a positive slope, so I do expect us to stay above this moving average. As you see, it's losing its downside curvature, starting to curl back around. Once that happens, I would expect the range to break either to the upside or the downside. Now, let's move on to the daily. All right, so you still have your range, but you are in the bearish control zone below your signal line. MACD, fresh cross to the downside. Negative momentum's waning a bit, but your signal line even crossed to the downside. You need to get back above 22,016 in order to turn this around. You need to get above 26,247 in order to cross your signal line and the zero line to the upside, which I don't think that's going to happen. BBWP is very high. As you see, you're above its moving average, so the volatility is about to happen. Let's go down to the 4 hour real quick. RSI bouncing off that signal line, trying to get back out of the bearish control zone. If we do enter the bearish control zone and cross that signal line, I would expect this range to break to the downside. MACD is working its way up. It is above the signal line. Positive momentum is starting to wane a bit. BBWP, very low read. When this thing crosses its moving average, that is when the volatility is going to happen. That's when the big move is going to happen on the 4 hour. So, your 1 hour is going to roll right over into your 4 hour. I do expect this 1 hour BBWP to turn around. As you see, you're losing your downside curvature. I do expect it to stay above its moving average. So when this thing curls around and gets a positive slope, that's when it's going to happen. That's when it's going to roll over into the 4 hour. All right, pretty short update today. If you guys are liking this video so far, like and subscribe to the channel. Check out the links in the description below, one being the Discord. A lot of good conversation about trading, investing, and crypto there. We even cover NFTs, all kinds of stuff. So let's move on to Ethereum. Right now we are down 1.5% on Ethereum, making a lower high. So RSI neutral right now, bouncing off that neutral median line, trying to get back above that signal line right now. We are right at the line in the sand. MACD curling back around, but negative momentum is waning. If you can get back above that signal line on the 1 hour, I would expect us to break this last high right here at 1650. All right, your BBWP starting to contract, so your volatility is going down. But with Bitcoin's volatility about to happen, I would expect the same for Ethereum. Now, the level to watch is the 100 at basically 1600 in this last low. If that happens, if we cross that line, I would expect this RSI to head below this neutral median line. I would expect the MACD to gain some more downside curvature, printing some dark red bars on the histogram as your BBWP loses its downside curvature and turns back around. And that would mean that we would probably break this last low at 1562 and the 1550 mark. Then I would expect us to come down to 13 pretty quickly. that would also imply that Bitcoin broke the range to the downside. All right, now the upside is breaking 1675 and this last high. I would expect a minor rejection in between this purple line between 1700 and the 200 SMA at 1715. I would expect a minor rejection from there, probably back down to this high at 1670 region. But right now the probability is more to the downside. I do think that we could have some sort of a fake out. So, possibly come up here, act like we're going to make a higher high at 21,500, which is the line in the sand to the upside. Line in the sand to the downside is the 2,900 mark. So basically, if you get a closure above any of those levels, either of those levels, that's the side that I think it's going to break. All right, so let's move on to Solana. Here on Solana, we are making a, let's see, range low. So barely, I don't even know if I would count this as a low right here, but we did curl over. So, we could count this as a higher low. RSI getting above that signal line right now, testing the neutral median line. MACD losing its downside curvature, curling back around. Are we going to test the signal line and resumption down, or are we going to cross it to the upside? Negative momentum is decreasing right now as your BBWP is contracting. So a lot of this is going to depend on what Bitcoin does. Validation of the upside would be to get back above 36. I would expect us to come all the way up to 38 pretty quickly too, where this 200 is. All right, so the POC point of control comes in at the 100 at 35.50. I would expect major resistance from there. Basically, if you break this purple zone, 34.30, I do think you make new lows past 33.77. I do think you would come all the way down to 31.50 region if you break this purple region to the downside. Now, if you can break this last high, like I said, at $36, I think you come all the way up to $38. If you can break $38, I think you come up to 40, but I think that has a very low probability. So yeah, I mean, those are basically my thoughts. Short update, which way are we going to break the range? I mean, that's all it is. Watch your BBWP. When that thing turns back around, especially on the 4-hour, and crosses its moving average, that's when the move is going to happen. Then watch your momentum oscillators and watch which level you break, 21,500 or 2,900. So once again, if you guys like this video, like and subscribe to the channel. Everyone have a great morning, great afternoon, great evening, and I will see you tomorrow.